Get ready for a mind-blowing mystery. Imagine an iconic symbol of ancient Egypt that has archaeologists scratching their heads even today. It's the breathtaking Great Sphinx of Giza, part of the world-famous pyramid complex. At an incredible 66 feet tall and 240 feet long, this colossal creature was the largest structure on the planet when it was first built. Can you believe it? The Sphinx is carved directly out of solid bedrock, unlike the pyramids which are assembled from separate blocks, leaving us with a ton of unanswered questions about its mysterious past. But here's where things get really interesting. Recent restorations have added some limestone blocks to the mix, but what about its original construction? Historians think it might have been built during Khafre's reign, or even his dad Khufu's time, who was the mastermind behind those mind-boggling pyramids. However, there's a major twist. While we're pretty sure Khufu commissioned the pyramid complex, the Sphinx story is shrouded in mystery. We don't actually know when it was built, and all we have are theories. Some experts even believe that this ancient wonder might have been around for thousands of years before the pyramids. Talk about a jaw-dropping revelation. This changes everything. If the Sphinx is older than Egypt's Old Kingdom, that means there could have been an entire civilization before what we know of ancient Egypt. Mind blown, right? Some historians are now saying Khufu might not have built it at all, but actually uncovered it. The thing is, we don't have any calendars or historical records to back up the Sphinx's construction date, so we're working with a mystery. But here's what we do know. Giza was smack in the middle of the desert even 4,500 years ago. Talk about harsh weather conditions. It didn't get much rain back then, and it definitely wasn't a lush oasis. This could actually give us some clues to help crack the case of the Sphinx's origins. Hold on, you're telling me Giza used to be a tropical rainforest? Yeah, about 9,000 years ago. Fast forward to today's harsh desert climate and the Sphinx's state. There are actually signs of heavy erosion within its structure. This level of wear would be super unusual if it happened in the last 4,500 years, but it fits perfectly with what we'd expect to see if it was built around 9,000 years ago, a time when Giza had serious rainfall and humidity. It's like a puzzle piece finally falling into place. You think sand erosion is to blame for the Sphinx's worn-out look. Think again. Egyptologist Anthony West put a clever plan into action. He snapped a pic of the Sphinx's damaged areas, but this time without the Sphinx itself in frame, so just the details were visible. He then took it to Oxford University's top geologist and asked him point blank, "Is this water erosion or just regular sand erosion?" The expert confidently said, "Definitely water erosion." But here's where things get interesting. When Anthony revealed that picture was actually of the Great Sphinx, the scholar totally changed his tune, saying the damage could have been caused by, you guessed it, sand erosion. Time to be the detective. Sand erosion, blown in by strong winds, tends to leave behind a rough, jagged look on rocks. Think of tiny scratches everywhere. Water erosion, though, often makes rocks smoother, like they've been sanded down naturally. Now, take a good hard look at the Sphinx. Does it seem more roughed up or polished? Interesting. And then there's that Nile River flooding every now and then. Could it be possible that ancient floods might have contributed to the mysterious erosion we're discussing today? Let's dive deeper into this mystery. It seems like the Nile River flooding might have been a strong contender. But if we look closely, the Sphinx's most worn-out spots aren't at its base where water would naturally hit first. They're actually all the way up top. That's a big clue that rules out regular water erosion. And what about more recent times? If you check the Sphinx's current state, it hasn't had any new erosion happen in hundreds of years, which means whatever caused this wear and tear isn't something happening regularly today. This has some pretty mind-blowing implications. Could it mean our ancient friend here is actually thousands of years older than we thought? But here's another twist in the Sphinx's incredible story. There's still no clear answer on when it was actually built, so feel free to pick your own theory about its origins. Now, let's switch gears and look at a more recent riddle: what happened to the Sphinx's nose? Originally, this ancient wonder had a full human-like nose and a long beard, just like you'd see on Egyptian figurines. But today, only bits of its beard remain. No sign of that nose anywhere. It's as if someone or something came along and decided to take it off. But who could have done such a thing? The mystery of the missing nose is still as puzzling today. Even the oldest drawings show it was gone back then, so when exactly did it disappear? There's one wild theory Napoleon's army blasted it off with a cannon, but that seems far-fetched since they'd never risk harming Egypt's priceless treasures. Then there's the idea it got damaged during its initial dig gore, but no records support this either. Today, many experts think a local Sufi leader might have been behind the nose's demise. He was furious when he saw locals treating the Sphinx like an idol and making offerings to it, so he defaced its face by chopping off the nose, but left the rest of this ancient wonder standing. Yet again, we're left with more questions than answers. But here's a twist. What if the missing nose and beard were victims of Mother Nature herself? These protruding features might have been too exposed, lacking support, and just couldn't weather the centuries. This could explain why we're left with so many theories and no clear answers. The Great Sphinx is an enigma that sparked countless conspiracy debates. Its grandeur is almost too incredible to believe was achieved by ancient civilizations alone. Some people even think it's impossible they built it on their own, leading to wild claims of outside help from elsewhere in the universe. So, what do you think? Is this ancient wonder truly a marvel of human ingenuity or something more extraordinary? Now we're venturing into some out-of-this-world ideas. Some people believe aliens might have had a hand in creating this ancient wonder, maybe even using it as an otherworldly symbol. And while we don't know if that's true, it's interesting to note that NASA hasn't ruled out the possibility of extraterrestrial life either. But back on Earth, historians do agree on one thing. The Great Sphinx wasn't always the same as what we see today. Weathering and erosion have taken their toll, but there were likely more features missing too, like what? That's a mystery waiting to be solved. Get ready for a major transformation. A long time ago, the Great Sphinx was a real showstopper. Its limestone body and face were a fiery red, while its blue beard and golden headdress truly made it shine. It's hard to imagine now, but this ancient wonder was once a vibrant work of art, not just a majestic monument. Unfortunately, the passing of time took its toll on the paint, and it faded away, leaving us with the bare limestone we see today. And as for bringing back those brilliant colors, sadly, with the Sphinx's existing damage, restoration efforts are focusing elsewhere. But can you imagine seeing this incredible structure in all its original glory? The Great Sphinx, an enigma that continues to spark debate among historians and theorists alike. With so many unanswered questions surrounding its origins, it's clear that there's no one-size-fits-all explanation. While experts have their own ideas about its creation and purpose, the truth is, we still don't know for sure. So, what do you think? Do you have a theory about the Sphinx? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. That's it for today's video.